Cowardice is the problem. The world is full of cowards. We suffer from a pandemic of cowardice. We've never suffered from any other pandemic the last 3 years. People are absolutely and utterly cowards, and they do to me what they did to me to scare people. If you tell the average person you're going to lose contact with basically everyone you can speak to, you're not going to have a voice anymore, you're not going to have a bank account, you're not going to be able to make money online, you're not going to be able to move anywhere, you're not going to be able to transact, we're going to wreck you head to toe, the average person can't deal with that, right? On top of the fact that the average person is employed and they're scared of losing their job, scared of their employer. I'm in a unique situation because I'm extremely difficult to hurt. But the average person, as soon as you hurt their money, their life is over, right? And that's what we've got. We've got to a level of cowardice amongst the population where people are just going to sit there and ignore objective reality because they're scared of having this cancellation weapon used against them. So yeah, you're right. It's not that people don't agree with us. It's not that we're not saying the things that everyone knows are intrinsically true. It's that everybody is afraid to say it. And that can only end when everybody stands up and stops agreeing and playing this game and stops being cowards. We need mass numbers of people to say, no, I'm allowed an opinion.
Everything is going exceptionally well. I've always been that guy who knew exactly what to do all the time. Take us to Biggin Hill Airport, please, friend.
Heathrow?
Biggin Hill.
Biggin Hill?
Biggin Hill Airport, yeah, for the private plane. Everything, yeah, I know, it's a small airport. No brokies. Everything is going exceptionally well. Better than it's ever gone. I've always been that guy who knew exactly what he's supposed to do, and it's gone well all the time. I've never been that person who made a mistake and had to reform his life or that crap. No, it's been a very steady ascent towards world conquest. I've always done the right thing at the right time, worked harder than everyone else, ate my vegetables, got up, went to the gym, trained hard, made the brave decision, was never a loser like everyone else. Everyone else is like, oh, I fucked up, and now I'm not a loser. We know what you are inside. I've always been brilliant inside. I've always been that guy. But for some reason, I feel more powerful than ever before. I wake up every day and I measure my power levels in real time. Something humans don't do. They wake up and just go to work. No, I wake up and I concentrate, I focus, and I listen to the universe. How powerful do I feel today? How powerful am I? The answer is always very powerful, but recently it's been very, very powerful. And I've been trying to work out why. Why is everything going even more perfect than it normally goes? And I think I've come to the conclusion. I think I have worked out what it is. There are only so many hours, human hours. It's 24 hours in a day. It's X amount of people. Times it together. Some mathematician can do that. Those are the human hours. I think there are more human hours being dedicated to me now than has ever been in history. Whether the people like me, dislike me, doesn't matter. There are more human hours dedicated to the name Tate than there has literally ever been. Ever. And a lot of people like me. But there's also a lot of people who don't like me. And I've realized that the people who don't like me cannot stop being obsessed with me. There is more people out there in the world, hundreds, probably thousands of people sitting there just thinking, Tate, 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 I hate this guy, Tate, Tate, Tate. But they're saying my name. They are burning calories in real time dedicated towards me. The hours of their life are dedicated towards me. They are feeding me. My ascent towards world conquest as I climb the white path towards Wudan is being aided by their endless obsessions. They can't stop it. I know it's like a bit of a cliche saying, living rent-free in someone's head, but it truly is rent-free. I'm getting millions and millions of dollars worth of advertising per day for free based on my haters making videos, trying to explain to the world that for some reason I travel the world, not even arrested, I'm fine. People try to grab me in jail, right? So I don't do anything wrong. They know their lies, but they stick with their lies, and then they sit there and try and convince the world I'm a really bad person. What's interesting is when they make these videos, 100,000, let's keep the numbers simple. 100,000 people watch it, 90,000 people blindly agree, because that's how the world works. 10,000 people do, well, who is this Tate guy? Everyone keeps talking about him. Everyone keeps saying he's so bad. Let me have a little look. And those 10,000 people who come to their own conclusions and have a little look into me, they watch my videos and they sit there and they say, you know what? He actually seems quite smart. Well, he's actually right about that thing. Well, I don't agree with that, but he's clever about that. That's true. Well, actually, if you look at the reviews of Hate You, a lot of people do seem to be making money. Fuck it. It's only $49. Let me give it a try. And before you know it, a percentage of my haters' audience are now part of Hustlers University or the War Room, right? They'll sit there and say, the War Room's a cult and Hate You's a scam. But the more they say that, the more people join and find out for themselves that neither of those things are true. It's not a cult and it's not a scam. Neither of them would have gotten as big as they've gotten if they were those things, right? It would have been possible for me it would take more energy and more effort for me to fake the number of positive reviews I have than just to create a quality product which people positively review. Doesn't even make sense. So people end up joining and going, you know what? This guy's the real deal.
Peaks and
That
valleys.
second album sold 10 million records too. I got 2 albums that went diamond, and then over 35 million records sold. Right, so I still have passion for music. All of the theme songs will be dead right for this joint. And then other stuff that I do in between time, like I got a whole soundtrack for the new BMF project, and I'll get a chance to tap into it there, and then be within the artist community doing things and trading ideas with some of the guys that I respect, you know, and I'm just having fun with it. Like if you look, I think when you lose some of the fun, the competitive nature, the competitive part of hip hop can allow you to not enjoy the moment at points, you know, because you get emotionally connected to the things that are happening and you're really angry, or you start to find different energy connected to how you're creating things. And I miss some of it, you know, so I miss some of my run based on with that energy, just putting that out, because I could just be appreciating I'm on the chart #1 all that time. You know what I mean? I got like 13 years of being the biggest artist in hip hop, particularly in the area and style of music that I'm creating, you know? I think M's been the #1 artist, period. They don't want to remember that. You know, certain things that they look at and you don't want to really remember.
People seem to have a short memory about just how disruptive and how...
He's still selling more records than them.
Yeah.
Now.
Easy.
So it's like, you know, like they don't want to focus on that. They want to look at everything else. Like, you know, like if I just want to do other things away from trying to compete for something that I don't think you can have it from the perspective that I came in. Well, you can't have that forever. Because I just look in general. I think that I brought an element to it that was representation of the dangerous element in the cities, the environment, and things that go on. And it's because I was subjected to those things. I wrote music that mirrored that. And when you financially are in a great space and you move into a different stage in your actual life, it's hard for you to continue to convey that. You know, I don't know if they know this, but I'm like rich as a motherfucker. like you know, it's a lot different from writing that from writing what I was at that time. You know, and at that momentum, at the peak of everything that's going on, I wasn't even feeling the adjustment because I already had more than I needed. Like when I left for the first tour, I did my first run, the Rock the Mic tour, everything we did. I came back, I had $38 million in my account, and all I had was a 2-bedroom apartment that was $800 a month. So if you don't spend it, you know the IRS is going to take it. So I needed the expenses, you know. So I ended up buying Mike Tyson's home in Farmington and stuff like that, different things. Like I was adjusting to it, like, you know, even at that point, you want everybody to be with you,
Right.
because you're enjoying everything. You don't want to be. I never wanted to be someone different. I wanted to be a better version of me, like to not have the restraints that I had. You know, and when you come up without finances, it seems like the biggest restraint, and it makes you make that financial or money focus. You know, feeling like that's the answer, but there'll always be new confusion or new situations that show up.
So, you know? coming where you came from, and then getting to where you were, you know, like you talk about this in the book too. Sometimes the hardest part about success is actually sustaining it.
Yeah.
So how in the world did you manage to parlay all of that success, given where you came from, given the temptations of the lifestyle, most of which you don't participate in? How did you come to develop this understanding of all these different components that are necessary for one to not just succeed, but then sustain and grow that success.
Well,
You know, I imagine they weren't teaching accounting and all these other things.
No. And I lost money. You don't see my losses. Like, it happens, periodically because, look, I don't usually see people excited leaving the tables in Vegas if they didn't put chips on the table. You make investments in different things. Sometimes they win, sometimes they don't. More losses than wins, but when you do win, you win so big, it makes up for everything.